The wind screamed like a wild animal outside the tent. Snow hit the thin walls in sharp bursts, and the cold crawled through every crack. Human soldier Eli Turner sat by his tiny heater, hands outstretched, trying to keep warm. His breath made clouds in the air. The temperature was dropping fast. This alien planet Gara 6 was no place for humans. But orders were orders. Eli was alone. His team had been called back days ago after a communication error. Only he was left behind to protect the small outpost on the icy hills. Food was low. Battery power was dying. And no one was coming for at least a week. He heard something. At first, he thought it was just the wind. But then it came again. Scratch, scratch. He froze. It was soft, like nails on the fabric of the tent. He grabbed his plasma rifle and moved quietly. The sound came from the back near the flap. Something or someone was out there. Hello? He called out. No answer. Just wind. Then thump. The flap flew open and a figure fell into the tent. Snow swirled in behind her. Eli jumped back, weapon raised. But the figure didn't move. It was small, shaking, a girl. He moved closer, keeping the rifle pointed. It was an alien. Pale blue skin, white hair soaked with melted snow, wearing only torn cloth that barely covered her body. She was curled up, breathing hard, her thin frame shivering violently. She looked up with wide, glowing eyes. Her lips trembled as she spoke. Warm. Please. Eli stared. She was young, maybe his age. Or a little younger. She didn't look like a threat. In fact, she looked half dead. Are you hurt? He asked, lowering the rifle. She didn't answer. She was too weak to speak more. Eli grabbed his blanket and quickly wrapped it around her. Her skin was like ice. Damn. You'll freeze to death, he muttered. He pulled her closer to the heater. Her eyes slowly blinked. She seemed confused but grateful. What are you doing out there alone? He asked. She didn't reply. Eli sighed. You don't speak much English, do you? She blinked again. Her head leaned against his arm. It was quiet for a few minutes. Only the sound of the wind howling outside. Eli sat still, unsure what to do. Then he turned and froze. The girl was slowly taking off her clothes. Whoa! What are you doing? Eli said, panicking, but she didn't stop. She pulled off the blanket, dropped the wet cloth from her shoulders, and crawled toward his sleeping bag. Her body was shaking, but her eyes were calm. No, hey. Eli tried to stop her. You can't just. What are you doing? She looked at him with innocent eyes. Warm with you. She whispered. She pointed to the sleeping bag, then placed her hand on his chest. Her fingers were freezing cold. Eli backed away, shocked. You just need heat, right? Not that, just warmth. The girl didn't answer. She slowly slid into the sleeping bag, half naked, curling up tight like a kitten trying to survive. Eli stood there, mouth open. He had no idea what was going on. Was this how her kind survived the cold? Did she think this was normal? Or was this some kind of trap? His heart pounded as he stared at her small, fragile form. She looked peaceful now. Her breathing was slow, eyes half closed. She was alive, but just barely. Eli grabbed a second blanket and wrapped it around himself. No way was he crawling in there with her. Not unless he understood what was happening. Still, he couldn't leave her like this. Not in the cold. He sat near the sleeping bag and kept the heater close. The alien girl suddenly whispered something. He leaned in. You save me. Now I am yours, she murmured, eyes closed. Eli blinked. What the hell did that mean? The heater gave off a soft hum. Snow still beat at the tent. And now he was stuck alone, in a blizzard, with a half-naked alien girl who thought she belonged to him. He had so many questions, but the biggest one was, what just started, and could he survive it? Eli woke up to a strange sound. Breathing. But not his own. It was soft, steady. Right next to his ear, His eyes opened fast. She was there. The alien girl, her face just inches from his. Her silver hair was spread across his chest. She had somehow crawled into his sleeping bag during the night. Her arm was draped across him. Her legs were tangled with his and she was warm. Way too warm. Eli's heart jumped. What the? She opened her eyes slowly. Those glowing blue eyes looked straight into his. She smiled. You are warm, good male. Eli nearly fell off the mat. No, what are you doing? She tilted her head, confused. We bond, you give warmth. I give myself. What? No, that's not how humans do things. He said, backing away. She looked hurt. Her smile faded. You don't want me? Eli raised his hands. It's not that. Wait. I mean, I didn't ask for this. Kelly, that's what she called herself last night. She sat up and pulled the blanket around her. She didn't seem ashamed. Just puzzled. You took me in. You wrapped me. You fed me heat. You touched my skin, she said softly. That means bond, Eli stared. Where I'm from, that means helping. Just helping someone survive. Kelly blinked. Then she reached up and touched a strange glowing mark on her shoulder. It looked like a soft tattoo, shaped like a leaf. Made of light. This mark only comes when a bond starts, she said. You gave it to me. Eli didn't understand. I didn't give you anything. She looked down. Not your fault. Maybe your human body didn't know what it did. But my body knows. I feel it. Eli rubbed his face. This is insane. Callie looked at him again. Do humans not bond this way? No, Eli said quickly. We talk, we date. We get to know each other. Then maybe we ... you know. She nodded slowly, like she was learning. Your way is slow. Your way is fast, Eli said. They sat in silence for a moment. The heater buzzed quietly. Callie looked at him with soft eyes. I didn't want to die. You saved me. I thought maybe I could be yours. Eli swallowed hard. I didn't save you for that. I just couldn't let someone freeze out there. Suddenly, there was a sound outside. Footsteps. Both of them turned. Callie's eyes went wide. No, not them. She jumped up and grabbed Eli's arm. Her fingers dug into his skin. Hide me, she whispered. What? Who is it? Kelly shook her head. They followed. They hunt me. Before Eli could ask more, the tent flap opened and 3 tall, armored alien soldiers stepped inside, snow flying behind them. They looked around, eyes landing on Kelly. One of them growled. There you are. Eli stepped in front of her. Who are you? What do you want? She is property, the lead alien said. She ran away. She must return. Property? Eli repeated, his voice hard. She was taken for breeding trials. She escaped. Return her and we'll leave. Callie was shaking behind him. If I go, they will break me. Eli stared at the aliens, then back at Callie. He could feel her hand gripping the back of his shirt. He didn't know the full story. He didn't even know if she was telling the truth. But he knew one thing, she was terrified. And these aliens didn't look like they came to talk. Eli raised his voice. She's not going anywhere, the lead alien hissed. Then you have made a mistake, human. The 3 aliens stepped forward. Weapons ready. Eli reached for his plasma rifle. His hands were shaking, but not from the cold. Kelly stepped up beside him and whispered, If you protect me, I am yours forever. Eli didn't answer, but his finger touched the trigger. Let them come. The tent was full of smoke. Steam hissed from the heater that got knocked over during the fight. The bodies of 2 alien soldiers lay outside in the snow, motionless. The third one had run away. Eli Turner's hands were shaking, not from fear, not from cold, but from what he had just done. He had fired to protect her. Eli. She sat on the ground beside him, eyes wide and glowing. Her skin was marked with tiny cuts. Blood, dark purple, stained her side. But she wasn't crying, she was staring at Eli like he was a god. You fought for me, she whispered. Eli didn't answer. His heart was still pounding. He had never killed another sentient being before, not up close like that. He looked at her. You okay? She nodded slowly. Yes, because of you. He knelt beside her and checked her wound. It was shallow, but the cold had slowed her healing. Why are they calling you property? He asked. Kelly didn't speak for a while. Then she said softly, because I was born with a defect. My people have rules. Cold makes us weak. I was taken to be used, not as a person, but as a thing. Eli stared. That's insane. She looked away. It is truth. He pulled a bandage from his medkit and patched her side. She flinched at first, but then smiled. You touch gently. I don't hurt people for fun, Eli said. Kelly stared at him again. That same glowing mark on her shoulder was still there, pulsing gently with light. Eli frowned. What is that thing? She reached up and touched it. A bond mark. It appears when one soul chooses another. Eli raised an eyebrow. Soul? She nodded. When someone saves your life with no reward, gives warmth with no command, protects you with no deal, the body knows. The bond forms. He looked at the mark again. But I didn't choose that. Kelly tilted her head. You didn't have to. Your heart already did. Eli didn't know what to say. He wasn't looking for this. He just did what was right. But now this alien girl was saying they were linked. He stood and moved to the entrance of the tent. Snow still blew hard outside, covering the tracks. Kelly's voice came from behind. You don't believe the bond is real? Eli turned. I don't know what to believe. Your people want you dead. You came into my tent half frozen, and now you're saying we're soul-bound? She nodded. He sighed. This is way over my head. She stood slowly, the blanket still wrapped around her. Her small frame was shaking again, but this time not from cold. Then I will leave, she said, walking toward the flap. Eli moved quickly and blocked her way. Where do you think you're going? She looked up, her face blank. You saved me once. That is enough. I will not trap you. He frowned. You're not trapping me. Kelly's lips trembled. Then why are you afraid of me? I'm not afraid of you, he said. I'm afraid of what's coming after you. She blinked. Eli stepped back inside. Look, if they're hunting you, they'll come back. You're not safe out there. And I'm not safe here anymore, either. So we run. Together. Kelly stared at him like he had just spoken magic words. You would still stay with me? He gave a tired smile. Well, you already crawled into my bed without asking. Kinda hard to forget that. She smiled almost shyly, then she leaned in just for a second and touched her forehead gently to his. Eli stiffened. What was that? He asked. Your people shake hands, she said. Mine share warmth. This is how we show thanks. Eli looked at her, then at the mark glowing again. He muttered to himself, not just cold, huh? Kelly tilted her head. What? Nothing. He replied, let's pack. We need to move before more of those guys show up. But even as he grabbed his bag, part of his mind kept repeating the same thought. What exactly did I get myself into? Asterisk, the ice cracked beneath their boots. Each step felt like walking on glass. One wrong move, and they'd fall into the frozen lake below. Eli Turner held Kelly's hand tightly. Her skin was cold again, but not from the weather this time. It was fear. They had been running for hours through the icy forest. No food, no map. Just the soft hum of Eli's old tracker showing one thing, movement behind them. The aliens were chasing them. Kelly stopped suddenly, pulling Eli down behind a fallen tree. Eli dropped to one knee, raising his rifle. What, you see something? Kelly didn't answer right away. Her eyes closed. Then she whispered, They are near. 4 of them. Maybe 5. Close. Eli looked around. You can sense them? She nodded. Bond helps me feel danger. Your warmth, it sharpens my body. He stared at her. That's creepy, but helpful. Callie smiled weakly. Better than dying. They waited in silence. Snow fell gently from above, coating everything in white. But even in the stillness, Eli felt the weight of eyes watching them. Callie shivered and leaned into him. We must go. They won't stop, Eli nodded. There's a cave system about 4 clicks east. If we make it there, we might lose them. They moved fast and low, dodging trees and silent roots. But halfway across a clearing, Eli's tracker lit up. Red dots, all around. They're circling us. He hissed. Callie grabbed his arm. We fight? Eli looked at her, skin pale, still recovering, with only a small stun rod she'd taken from one of the dead soldiers. No, we run. But before they could move, a plasma bolt blasted the snow near their feet. Boom! They hit the ground. Alien. Voices shouted from the trees. Heavy steps approached. Kelly pulled close to Eli, heart racing. They will take me. They will tear the bond. I will die inside. Eli looked down at her. And something changed in his face. No, he said. They're not taking you. He jumped up and fired a quick blast into the trees, then threw a flash grenade behind him. Light exploded. Screams followed. Go! He shouted. They ran, through branches, over rocks. Down into a steep ravine. Snow flew past their faces like bullets. Kelly tripped, but Eli caught her. He didn't let go. Finally, they saw it, a black hole in the side of a cliff. The cave. They rushed inside just as another blast hit the rocks above, sending snow crashing down behind them, sealing the entrance. Darkness swallowed them. For a moment, there was only the sound of breathing heavy. Panicked. Eli activated his wrist light. The cave was deep, narrow, and cold. But it was safety, for now. He turned to Kelly. Her cheeks were red, her breath fogging in front of her lips. She leaned against the wall, sliding down to the ground. I can't run more, she whispered. My body, weak. Eli knelt beside her. Don't worry, we're safe for now. Kelly looked up, eyes glowing dimly. But I won't survive long in the cold. Bond energy, it's fading. Eli frowned. Bond energy? She nodded slowly. We bond by heat, contact. Closeness, it heals. Without it, I fade. Eli sat back, mind spinning. So, you're saying you need to. Kelly reached out, touching his hand. I need to complete the bond. Not for love, for life. He looked at her hand in his. She wasn't begging. She wasn't tricking him. She was dying. Eli closed his eyes. He was just a soldier. He didn't ask for this. But now this alien girl, this broken stranger, had no one else. He opened his eyes and nodded. All right. Tell me what to do. Kelly smiled gently. And whispered, just stay close. Let our hearts meet. As the cold wrapped around the cave and snow sealed the outside world away, 2 souls, 1 human, 1 alien lay down, not as strangers but as something new. Eli had never felt anything like it. Not in battle. Not in training. Not even back home on Earth. It wasn't her touch. It was her presence. Kelly's skin pressed lightly against his as they lay under the thermal blanket in the dark cave. But the warmth wasn't just from their bodies. It was something deeper. Something electric. A soft pulse. A steady to HRUM. Almost like their heartbeats were trying to match. Kelly rested her head against his chest, whispering, it's beginning. Eli swallowed hard. What's beginning? She looked up, eyes glowing. Like stars in the darkness, the bond, your soul. It's opening. He blinked. I didn't agree to that. You didn't need to, she said softly. Your actions already said yes. Suddenly, Eli's mind flashed. A memory, not his own. a stone tower, screaming, a locked cell. A small blue girl curled in the corner. Crying. He gasped and sat up. What the hell was that? Callie reached for him, her voice calm. My past, my pain. The bond lets you see what I carry, so we can carry it together. Eli touched his head, breathing hard. You showed me your childhood. She nodded. Only a piece. Eli stared at her, stunned. That's too much. I don't want to invade your mind. Callie gave a small smile. But you already did. You entered it the moment you chose. To protect me. He looked away, confused and overwhelmed. I didn't mean for this to happen. Callie moved closer. Neither did I, but it has. The bond isn't a trick, it's truth. Ailey was silent for a long moment. Then he spoke quietly. I saw how they hurt you, how they locked you up. Like you were nothing. Kelly lowered her eyes, because I was weak, born with low cold resistance. A broken female. No tribe wanted me. Well, they're all wrong, Eli said. You're strong, you're still standing. That means something. She looked up at him, stunned. Then she leaned in and gently touched her forehead to his. This time he didn't flinch. Her mind opened again. Not pain this time, but color, laughter, a soft river. Her people dancing. Her smile real, happy, free. Eli felt it all. Then he let go, and his own memories slipped out. A dark apartment. A folded flag, his mother's grave. Cold nights with no one beside him. Kelly gasped. You are alone too. Eli nodded, his voice low. Been that way for a while. Kelly touched his face. Then maybe we don't have to be alone anymore. They stayed like that, two survivors in a frozen world, holding onto the one warm thing left, each other. After a while, Kelly whispered, I feel stronger now. You helped me heal. Eli looked down at her. What happens now? Kelly's eyes glowed a little brighter. The bond is full. Our minds are linked. Our feelings may cross, but only if you allow it. Eli chuckled weakly. Kinda hard to say no now. Kelly gave a shy smile. I will not take more than you give, I promise. Suddenly, Kelly stiffened. Her hand gripped Eli's arm tight. They're near. Eli sat up, alert. The soldiers? She nodded. 2, maybe 3. They found the trail. Eli grabbed his gear. Then we move again. Kelly looked nervous. You still want me with you? Eli checked his rifle and looked at her, serious. I didn't bond with you just to leave you behind. Kelly blinked. You called it a bond. Eli gave a small smile. Well, I guess. I believe it now. They stood together, side by side. The cave exit was still sealed by snow. But Eli pulled out a thermal charge. He looked at her. Ready? Kelly took his hand. With you? Always. The charge blew the snow wall open, and freezing wind rushed in. But it couldn't touch what was between them now. Eli and Kelly stepped out into the storm, not just 2 bodies, but 1 heartbeat. The snow was falling sideways now, not down sideways. The wind screamed so loud it felt like knives cutting across the skin. But Eli and Kaylee didn't stop. They COULDN, single quote, stood out. Every step forward was a battle. Their legs were heavy. Their faces were frozen. And behind them, death was coming. A drone. Silent, black, floating high above the storm, tracking their heat signatures. Kelly had sensed it first. Her bond mark burned like fire against her skin. They found us, she whispered, her voice shaking. Not from the cold, but from fear. Eli looked up at the white sky. Then we keep moving. They pushed through the deep snow. Eli led the way, rifle ready. Kelly stayed close, holding onto the back of his jacket. Then, in the distance, Eli saw it. A dark metal shape poking through the ice, a wrecked ship. Half buried in a snowbank. That's our shelter, he said. Let's go. They slipped inside the twisted remains. Metal creaked beneath their boots. The walls were cracked, the roof bent like tin. But it was covered inside. Callie collapsed. To her knees. "I can't run more," she said softly. "They're closing in." Eli helped her sit. "Then we fight from here." Callie touched the floor with one hand, her eyes closed. She was listening, not with ears, but with the bond. 4 soldiers. Maybe 5 heavy weapons, 10 minutes, maybe less. Eli cursed under his breath. They just won't quit. He checked his ammo low. Battery pack dying. 1 grenade. 1 rifle, and a girl who had already given everything. Callie opened her eyes. "There is something I didn't tell you." Eli looked at her. "Now's the time." She hesitated. "I am not just a runaway. I am the last daughter of a noble line, the House of Velnari." Eli blinked. "Wait, you're royalty?" Callie nodded. "My blood carries access codes, secrets, old power. That's why they want me." Eli stared. "And you didn't tell me this before?" "You saved me without knowing." "That means your heart is true." Eli shook his head with a tired laugh. "Of course. I thought I was helping a lost girl, not an alien princess." She touched his arm. "I am not a princess. Not anymore. They erased my name. But if I reach the rebel network, I can fight back." Eli stood, looking out a cracked window. Snow blew across the frozen hills. In the distance he saw shadows. The soldiers were coming. "You want to change your world," he said. Callie nodded. "Yes." He turned and looked at her, bruised, cold, scared, but never broken. "Then we make our stand here." Callie's eyes widened. "We will fight?" Eli smiled. "No, we survive long enough for you to get to your people. Then you fight." Suddenly, a voice echoed outside, a loudspeaker. Harsh and robotic. "Surrender the fugitive. Human, this is not your fight. Hand her over and you live." Callie looked at him. "Go. If you leave now, they might spare you." Eli didn't move. "I didn't carry you through a blizzard just to hand you over," he said. "I made a choice. I'll see it through." She was silent. Then, slowly, she stood. Her body was weak, but her voice was strong. "Then let them come. The cold didn't kill me. Their chains won't either." Eli tossed her the stun rod. "Watch my back." She caught it. Outside, the soldiers were closing in. Inside, a human and an alien girl stood shoulder to shoulder, not just bonded by heat, but by hope. And when the first shot cracked through the storm, neither of them flinched. Because together, they were no longer hunted, they were dangerous. Smoke rose from the battlefield. The snow was stained black with ash and melted where plasma blasts had torn into the ground. The broken hull of the crashed ship still steamed, its walls charred and cracked. Eli Turner stood in silence, his rifle still hot in his hands, smoke curling from the barrel. Around him, 4 alien soldiers lay defeated. Callie limped beside him, clothes torn, her stun rod humming weakly in her hand. Her cheek was bruised, her arms scratched, but she was alive. They were both alive, and they had one. Together. She turned to him, breathing hard. "You didn't leave." Eli looked at her, voice steady. "Didn't plan to." She stepped forward and touched his chest right over his heart. "Then the bond is true." Before Eli could answer, a soft beeping echoed from his wrist console. A signal, not from the enemy. From orbit. He checked the screen, then smiled. "Looks like your people finally showed up." Callie's eyes widened. "Rebels?" He nodded. "Your distress beacon must have activated during the fight. Someone picked it up." They looked up. Through a crack in the clouds, a small rebel scout ship broke through the sky, its engines glowing red as it descended fast. Callie looked at Eli. "They won't trust you. You are human. I don't need their trust," he said. "I just need them to keep you safe." The ship landed in the clearing with a hiss of steam. Rebel guards ran out, alien warriors in rough armor, aiming weapons, shouting orders. One of them recognized Kelly. Velnari's blood lives. The warrior cried. Kelly stood tall, straightening her back even though it hurt. I live, and I bring news. The Empire is hunting our kind. But I know how to break their control. The rebels stared in awe. Whispers spread like fire through the crowd. She lives. She escaped the breeding camps. She brought a human? One officer stepped forward, frowning at Eli. Double quotes you. Step away from the royal. Eli raised his hands. Relax, I'm not her owner. I'm just the guy who kept her alive. Kelly stepped between them. No, he is my bondmate. Without him, I would be dead. The officer stiffened. Bondmate? With a human? Kelly's voice was calm but firm. Yes, and that bond saved me, and maybe all of you. The rebels didn't speak, but none dared to argue. The officer finally nodded. Then both of you will come. As the ship prepared to take off, Kelly and Eli stood at the ramp, side by side. He looked at her. This is your fight now. She looked up at him. Not just mine, ours. I don't belong with rebels, he said. I don't even understand half your customs. She stepped closer. You understand the most important thing. You stayed. Eli chuckled. Guess that makes me part of something now. Kelly smiled. Not just something. Someone. They boarded the ship. As it lifted off, Eli looked down at the snowy planet below, where a simple tent, a storm, and a stranger had changed everything. Kelly reached for his hand, her fingers now warm. Eli, she said. Yeah? When I crawled into your tent, I just wanted to survive. He smiled. And now? She squeezed his hand. Now I want to live. He leaned back in the seat, watching stars appear through the glass. A human soldier, an alien outcast, one shared heartbeat. New future.